everyone, so I'm going to talk to you today about what I consider a good design and bad design in an online learning environment. And if you're looking here at my first page, I think for me, the three biggest aspects of a good design would be aesthetics, um, a, some level of uncertainty, which I'll get a little bit more into, and creating a transformative learning experience. And so first, looking at the aesthetics, I think this is very key, especially in today's era. This is the first thing the potential learner sees. And I say potential because we want to attract them to what we're doing as opposed to having them see something initially being turned off by it. And I think Dr. Doring's example of the geothentic, I find this very visually appealing, and it's something that makes me want to go in and explore this environment. I think that the aesthetics themselves should act as an invitation into the learning environment that has been created or that you've created. And I would say good aesthetics in general are inviting, engaging, and create a desire to explore. Bad aesthetics, I would say too many words. Just like in a PowerPoint lecture, if the slide is too many words, you tend to lose people. And this can be a potential turnoff to the course itself or create confusion in a bad way with the learner. The next thing I want to talk about is having some degree of uncertainty in your learning environment. And the reason I think this is important to have a good level of uncertainty is that although I feel it should be user-friendly, I think that your environment should require the student to explore the environment and require some education by the instructor in order to be fully understood. I think an example would be this class. When I first started taking it, I had some nerves, and I was wondering, am I going to be able to use all this technology, and is there enough here? Am I gonna be able to figure this out? But I think that fear turns to confidence when you realize that you can do it. And I think uncertainty requires students to think and not just to do, which is so often what is done in traditional learning courses. And I think it leads into the challenge of the course. A bad level of uncertainty I would define as being not user-friendly, not understanding where to click, not being able to just kind of explore without someone telling you exactly where to click or where to figure out where to go. It can create annoyance rather than curiosity, and turn some learners away due to fear. And then lastly, I think for me to create a transformative learning environment is really key. And I would say for that, I'd say it ultimately is content dependent, but in a lot of courses I teach, I would say this is something that I would be striving to change in the online courses that we currently offer in the pharmacology and the pharmacy or pharmaceutics departments. I would say a good design creates an environment through which the individual learner takes on challenges that can change them from learner to doer. And the materials are shared and presented such that they can be utilized by the learner to invoke a sense of transition from student to professional. And we see this a lot in the pharmacy students. So often they can just take the paper material, look into what other students have done in the past, do a little Google search, and get back to you. There's never, shouldn't say never, it's generally a lot of work is going into changing this, but I don't think they often leave with a sense of what they're really going to face when they get out in the real world. And so this is an aspect that I find key to any learning environment, and for me to a online learning environment. A bad design for me would be the materials are designed so that lessons just mimic the traditional classroom. one course that I'm going to be working on currently has just printed lecture notes, and it's the online learning course. So the lecture notes are printed way ahead of time, and so it allows the students to skim through the information, find the answers they're looking for, and the majority of them can be done with the course within a couple of weeks, and then that's it. So there's no sense of community, and it's really just to get my credits and get out. So finally, in review of what I consider good design and bad design, I would say good design, again, is aesthetically pleasing and inviting, challenging but user-friendly, and creates a transformative learning experience. Again, bad design, I would say, mimics the regular classroom by providing the learner with handouts from which the answers are derived, lacks a sense of community, too many words again, and again, to be too confusing. We don't want to require the learner to spend more time adjusting to the system requirements than focusing on the materials. I think there needs to be a balance in that confusion that's created, or that sense of unknown that's created. So that's it, and thank you for listening to my thoughts on good design versus bad design.